What are your salary expectations? This one question can send even the most experienced professionals into a panic. Answer too high, and you risk pricing yourself out of the role. Too low, and you leave money on the table. In this video, I'll share the best strategies for answering this tricky question, whether it's asked at the beginning, middle, or the end of the hiring process. Let's ensure that you walk into your next interview with confidence and clarity. But before we dive in, if you're new here and haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time we post a new video about job search advice, or if you're just looking for encouragement, wisdom, and practical guidance in your career transition journey, let us be your guide. So, in my executive career coaching practice, I've helped hundreds of clients secure top dollar salaries, seeing increases anywhere from 30% to over 120%. So, let's be real. Salary discussions can feel intimidating, but with the right approach, you can position yourself as a confident, valuable candidate while maximizing your earning potential. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Chuks, Agada, also known as Dr. A, with 20 years of HR and recruitment experience for many leading companies. My wife and I founded Career Calibration to help seasoned professionals land six-figure plus roles without the frustration of relying solely on job applications that yield little to no results. We've successfully guided hundreds of candidates and clients through the job search process. So, if you're a seasoned professional facing challenges in your job search, stay tuned to the end and I'll share how we can support you on your journey. So here's the truth. Salary expectations can come up at any stage of the interview process and can be asked by anyone, recruiters, hiring managers, or even the hiring manager's boss. Your response should depend on when and how the question is asked. Today, I'm breaking this down into three scenarios: the beginning, middle, and end of the hiring process. I'll also share practical scripts and negotiation tips you can use right away. So let's start off. Number one, the beginning of the hiring process. When asked early in the process, the company is typically trying to gauge if you're within their budget before investing time in moving forward. Lowballing yourself by giving a number that's too low could leave money on the table. Conversely, pricing yourself out with a number that's too high could end your candidacy prematurely. And I've seen it many times. So here's how to respond in this scenario. I'm still learning about the role and the company, so I'd like to gather more details before sharing specific salary expectations. With that being said, could you share the salary range for this position? This response shifts the focus back to the employer, encouraging transparency about the budget. If they provide a range, you now have a starting point to align your expectations. So, number two, the middle of the hiring process. At this stage, you've likely had a few conversations and understand more about the role. The question may arise because they're now interested in you and want to gauge if your expectations align with their budget. So here's a response tailored for this stage. I've really enjoyed learning more about the role and the impact it will have on the organization. I'm still gathering a full picture of the responsibilities and expectations. However, I'd be open to hearing your budget for this role to ensure alignment before proceeding further. This approach keeps the conversation collaborative while showing you're still open to negotiation as you continue to gather information. And then number three, at the end of the hiring process. At this point, you've had extensive discussions and should have a clear understanding of the role's responsibilities, challenges, and company culture. It's harder to take the I don't know enough angle here, but you can still position your response strategically. So here's what to say. I truly appreciate the time you and your team have taken to discuss this role with me. Based on what I've learned, it seems like achieving X specific goals will be a key part of this position. My expectations also depend on factors like benefits, bonuses, and other perks, which I need to consider before giving a precise number. So, what is your budget for this role? If the employer hesitates to provide a rating, it's time to offer one of your own. So let's say that your target salary is about $200,000. Be strategic in your response. It can go something like this. Based on what I know about the role at this point, my range would be between 220,000 and 240,000. However, I'd like to learn more about the full compensation package to validate these figures and ensure alignment. Notice how the range is wide enough to provide negotiation room beyond your target by also referencing the full compensation package. You demonstrate openness and flexibility, easing potential sticker shock if your figure is higher than expected. Now, a final note on salary discussions, keep in mind that this question can come up at any point during the interview, and you may feel pressure to give a range. By using these strategies, you avoid underselling yourself or pricing yourself out while leaving room for negotiation. If you are finding value in this video so far, hit the like button right now. Also, comment below. What strategies have you used to navigate this question? Now that you have a good framework on how to answer this question, let's take a moment to unpack why employers ask about salary expectations in the first place. Here are some common reasons. So number one, budget alignment. They want to confirm if you fit within their pay scale to avoid wasting time if there's a significant gap. Number two, value assessment. Your response gives them insight into how you perceive your worth and where you see yourself within their organization. And then number three, negotiation strategy. They may be gauging how much flexibility they'll have when making an offer. Overall, I want to leave you with these simple tips as you formulate your salary expectations because, you just don't want to throw around a vague number. Your range needs to have some validity to it that will signal to the employer that you are a serious candidate. So tip number one, do your research. Before the interview, research salary ranges for the role using resources like Glassdoor, LinkedIn Salary Insights, or industry reports. Also, talk to professionals in similar roles or companies to get a realistic feel for what the position should pay. Knowing the market rate gives you a solid foundation for your response. And then number two, aim higher within your range. So when setting your range, aim for a 20 to 40% increase above your current or target salary. This leaves room for negotiation and accounts for inflation or increased market demand. And then number three, lastly, be confident and clear. Deliver your response with confidence. Employers respect candidates who know their worth and can articulate it effectively. Now you're equipped to handle the salary question like a pro. Whether it's asked early, mid, or late in the process, these simple strategies will help you navigate the conversation with confidence. All right, that's it for this video. If you are a seasoned professional that is struggling to make that career transition and need help in doing so, I'd love to help. Click on the link below and fill out an application to work with us. If a fit, you'll be prompted to schedule a call with us. I look forward to meeting you. Also, if you want to know what mistakes to avoid during the interview, watch this video next on the 5 common job interview mistakes and how to avoid them. And finally, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe and comment below. See you next time. Over and out.